Hello everyone and welcome to Roll NL. My name is Seregras, but you can call me IsmaGM. I'm here to talk to you about my latest project, which is called Sandbox. Sandbox is a system I'm programming for Foundry VTT that allows you to generate any RPG system without the need to code in JavaScript. So if you know nothing about coding or programming and you want to play a tabletop game, this is your system. Right now it is under development and I am releasing it to everyone by the end of the year. But if you want to try it now, I'm releasing the current version if we reach 100 subscribers on my Twitch channel. You have the link to my Twitch channel in the description of this video. We are 72 subscribers right now and we are only 30 subs away from releasing it now. So if you want to help me, go right there and subscribe. You know it's free if you're an Amazon Prime user. So what is all this about? So the main idea is the following. So you create a number of template actors, which are special actors. These actors have a structure that serves as a template for the rest of the actors that you create in Foundry VTT. The template and the structure links to a specific character sheet. So you can have a template actor for the PC's character sheets, and you can have a template actor for the NPC's character sheets. So every time you create an actor, you have to choose which template actor does it refer to. It refers to. Sorry for my English. Okay. So let's dig in and try to create a system. Let's assume that we have a very simple RPG tabletop game which has a character sheet for PCs with the following information: the level of the character, which is a number, the class, say it's warrior, wizard, or whatever, which is a list of items, not of items, of options, list of options. A checkbox that tells me if it's an NPC or a PC, and a background, which is a text in which you can fill the background of the character if it was an old soldier or whatever. Also, we have a number of attributes. They are all numbers: stamina, intellect, charisma. Number of traits that are derived, they are dependent on the attributes: hit points, magic points, movement, which are numbers, and an inventory. So this is a basic character sheet that this imaginary system has, yeah. And we want to create it with Foundry, with Sandbox, with this Foundry system. So how do we do that? Okay, so first of all, we'll need to create the template actor and introduce a number of tabs. These tabs will be shown on the character sheet in the following way: over a line. The tab will have a name like bio, or I don't know, info, stats, magic, inventory, whatever you want to call the tab. And it will have inside it a number of panels, and inside the panel a series of properties. So how does this apply to our imaginary system? So we can have a panel, which is this first row, which includes level, class, NPC, and background, which will be their properties. Attributes will be another panel with properties: stamina, intellect, and charisma. Traits will be another panel with HP, MP, and MOV as properties, and inventory will be a panel by itself. So this is what we're going to create. Okay, so let's go. First of all, we are going to create, let's say here, a template. Yeah, a template actor. let me remove this template actor. So the template actor must be named normally. I mean, it's a good practice to name it after the system and to include PC, NPC, or whatever you want. So for example, this is going to be example PC. This is going to be a template. So from this character, we're going to model all the rest of the characters. We go to the tab called tabs, and here we're going to drag and drop our tabs, panels, and properties for the character sheet. So now we go back to the items directory, and here is where we're going to create all the elements that are going to be inside the template actor. These elements are the panels, the properties, and the tabs, as we recently explained. Yeah. So let's start by creating the tab. So this tab is going to be named stats. It's going to be a sheet tab. So we created. Let me change the icon so it's not confusing. Yeah. So this is a tab. The title is going to be stats. Every element of a character sheet has a key, a unique key, which is a single string. Let's call it stat tab. And don't worry about the rest. I'll explain it in future tutorials. And inside this tab, we're going to have panels. So let's create our first panel. Let's go back to our example character sheet that we want to create here. So we can see that the first row of this sheet can be a panel. Yeah. So let's call this, let's create this and let's call it, I don't know, personal info or something like that. So let's go back to items and we create a panel, which is going to be personal info, going to be a panel. The key is going to be personal panel. The title is not going to have any title because it doesn't have a title. We don't need a title for this panel, unlike attributes, traits, or inventory. Okay, so now this is important. Width and columns. So we see that we have 4 elements here: level, class, NPC, and background. So we will have 4 columns, so 4 elements. Yeah, the width of the panel has width 1, so it's going to occupy all the width, the 100% of the width of the character sheet. Yeah. Okay, and that will be all right now. And it will have a number of properties. Oh, let me change the icon so it's easier to follow. Panel, here it is. And we're going to have a number of properties. So let's create our first property, which is going to be level. Details. Level needs a key, unique, so let's call it LV. It's going to be a simple numeric. The tag is going to be level. It will show on its left, and it's not going to be editable by the players. The default value is going to be 1. Let's create then the rest of the properties, which are class, which is a list, NPC, which is a checkbox, and background, which is a text. Let's go for it. So we create class, property, we go for it, and this is going to be class, the unique key, tag class. It's going to be a list, and the options for the list must be introduced separated by commas. So the options are going to be warrior, mage, and rogue, not editable by the players. Okay, third one is going to be NPC. So it's going to be a checkbox that will tell the game master that this character is an NPC or not. Checkbox, not editable by the players, and that's it. Finally, we're gonna have background. Background is going to be a simple text. Editable by the player, so the player can introduce whatever he wants or she wants on the character sheet for his character. That will be all. Oh, let me change the icons. Looks better. I'll do this as I'll include an icon as default every time we create one, but I haven't had the time yet. Let's go with this. Another property icon. For the NPC, we change the icon. And for background, we're going to change the icon. Okay, so that's all. Let me close this. So now remember that we had a tab called stats and a panel called personal info. So these properties that we've created, we drag them into the panel. And this panel, we have to drag it into the tab. Yeah, so we have our first tab, the stats tab, and this tab must be dragged onto the template actor. So we have our template actor created. So now we have to rebuild the sheet, the character sheet. So we have to press this button. Once we do this, we always have to refresh Foundry. We press F5. Oh, let me clear the chat. And now we're going to create an actor, a regular actor. As we explained before. Oh, sorry, not here. Here. So we're going to create a regular actor and we're going to assign the template actor that we've created. So all the structure of the character sheet gets instantly created in this new actor. So in this new actor, we choose our created template actor, example PC. And as you can see instantly, a new tab is created called stats. So let's see, we click on stats tab and boom. You see? So all the properties that we've assigned to the template actor called example PC are created. And we can edit all of them in our character sheet. Yeah, so this is how you create a character sheet with Sandbox. Let's continue then with a couple more options so you can have an idea of how it works. So let's continue. No, not this. Nope, not this. Sorry. This one. So the next panel will be attributes, traits, and inventory. Let's create attributes. Oh, typo. Template. Sorry. Okay. So let me duplicate this one so we can go faster. So this is going to be the attributes panel. We always have to edit the key. This one will have a title, so it appears as a box. And we only have one column, and attributes panel will have a width of a third. The content will align to the center, and the labels will align to the center. Properties, not these ones. We're going to create new properties for these attributes. That's called stamina, intellect, and charisma. So let's go for it. Properties. Let's duplicate some. They're all numeric. So, okay. So stamina. Oh, stamina. Okay. So the key is going to be stamina for the tag. Simple numeric. The default value is going to be 0, for example. Non-editable, and yep, that's it. Okay, let's duplicate this and let's create, what did we say? Intellect and charisma. Okay, intellect, yes, and finally charisma. It's going to be CHA and charisma. Let me recheck again. Yes. Okay, so these new 3 properties are going to be dragged onto attributes. They are, but this new panel that we created must be dragged onto stats, because the stats tab only has one panel, which is the personal info, this one, but we need to include our new attributes panel. Okay, so every time we change the template in any way, for example, this time we have included a new panel, we have to rebuild the template actor. So we click, and every time we do this, we need to refresh Foundry, F5. We delete the old actor. We're going to create a new one, test2. We're going to choose our template example PC. We press stats, and here we are. We have the new attributes panel, and I'm very sorry, but I just found a bug with the style. I didn't change the CSS style for the centered alignment, but don't worry, I'm going to change the alignment into something different so we can see it better. So let's go to attributes, and we're going to choose left alignment. We're going to decrease a little bit the width of the panel, and let's go back to rebuild sheet, the template actor. We press F5, and yeah, now it looks better. Yeah, now it looks better because there's padding in this style, but I'll go later and correct the centered aligned panels so they can have padding. As you can see, we have the attributes created, this panel. I don't like this. Sorry for my OCD, but I like everything to be almost perfect. So what am I going to do? Okay. So every property will have a fixed label size. It's going to be small. For intellect, is going to be small label size, and for charisma, going to be small label size. Let's rebuild template again. F5. Let's see how it looks now. And now it's perfect. Yeah. Okay, so we have created our first panel. Whoop, where was the journal? Yes, here it is. Not bad. Okay, more or less similar. Now we need to create the traits panel, and finally the inventory. Let's go for the traits panel. We're just going to duplicate our attributes panel. I'm going to rename it traits. We're going to change the key, traits panel, traits, also 1/4, left, no, this one is going to be 1/6, I think, because it's smaller. We're going to remove these properties and we're going to create new ones for this. They were all numeric. I think hit points was the first one. HP. MP was the second one. MP. And the final one is going to be movement. So move and move. Alright, so let's add these new 3 properties onto traits panel. Let's add traits panel onto stats tab and let's rebuild character sheet. We press F5. Let's delete test2 and create a new one. Test3 new actor, and we choose as a template example PC. Let's see how it looks. Now here we have traits with these new 3 properties. Finally, we're going to create the inventory. I would really like to show you how lists look in detail, but I'm going to do it very quick because I don't want this video to last more than 30 minutes. I just want a quick look onto Sandbox. So basically, let me change this thing, compendium, from Spanish to English. So basically, just a sec, group properties, sorry. So we are going to create a group called object. What is a group? A group is a trait that defines a compendium item. It needs to have a key object and it needs to have some properties. So we created here a folder called group properties. Bear with me just a couple of minutes and you'll understand everything. So our property for a group will be weight. Weight is going to be a simple numeric weight tag. Weight by default is 0. And to this group we're going to drag its property weight, which is a constant. Okay, so we have our first group object. Yes? Okay. Now let's create an object called folder. Let's call it objects. Oh, let's change the color. I'm really sorry. Okay. This object is going to be a backpack. And this is a compendium item. Compendium items can be dragged onto characters and they modify in specific ways the characters. Okay, here we have backpack. Let me choose something cool as an icon. No. Okay. Where is the backpack icon? Ah, here it is. Okay. So this compendium item doesn't have any specific attributes, nor groups, nor modifiers. But if we add the object group, instantly an attribute is created, weight. So we fill the weight and we have our first compendium item. with an info. This object can hold X items, blah blah blah, whatever. Why did I do this? Okay, because we're going to create our inventory panel. Our inventory panel, it's going to have as title inventory panel. The width is going to be I don't know, a half of this column. Okay, and it's not going to have these properties. It's going to have an entire new property, which is going to be a table. We choose table. The key of this table is going to be inventory table, and it needs a group. It means that this table is only going to display specific compendium items that are from an object type. So we drag the object type, and here it is. It's editable, has a header. We show the item names, we show the units, and that's all. So this new, sorry, my OCD. Okay, here it is. So this property, this table, is dragged onto inventory, and the inventory panel is going to be dragged onto the stats tab. Now again, we are going to rebuild the sheet. We press F5. We delete this old test actor, we create a new one. And let's choose the example PC template actor, and boom. Here you have, I could have used 2/3 of the width, but never mind. So here we have the inventory list table. So what happens if we now drag a backpack? That the backpack is listed on this table. And if we click the backpack, the info element of the backpack is displayed, and we can change the number of backpacks that we have, and we can even delete it here. Awesome, huh? Now, for a quick finish of this little quick look at Sandbox, let's try with roles. So let's assume that we want to roll stamina. We want stamina to be a property that is rollable. So let's go back to the properties, choose stamina, and we click on rollable. Yeah. Oh, before that, let's include let's do that later. Role name, stamina. The role ID, stamina. This is a unique identifier of this role, and the formula is going to be 1d6 plus my stamina value, which, like Roll20, it's coded like this. So the notations, the formula expressions, the role expressions, I will detail them in future tutorials, but they're pretty easy and really similar to Roll20. Okay, so as always, we have changed the template actor or the definition of one of its items, so we need to rebuild the sheet. F5, we open the test actor, see what happened. So if we hover over the property, now it becomes red, and it's telling us that we can click it for a role. Let's click it. Whoa, nice beginning. 1. We click on details, and we have that the formula is 1d6 plus 0 because stamina is 0. Modifier here is 0, and the result of the d6 was 1. Let me change stamina to 3. Let's roll again. Oh, now it's better. So 1d6 plus 3 and 1d6. The result was a 5. Sorry. Okay, that is great. Finally, and we're finishing this tutorial right now. How can we create linked properties? So let's do that right now. Let's assume that HP is always 6 points plus the value of stamina. So we go to properties, HP. Here on HP, we say that the auto value is stamina plus 6. As we have changed an element from the template actor, we need to rebuild an F5. And here we have, as stamina is 3, HP is 6 plus 3, 9. We change to 2. Yep. 2. Oh no, sorry, not 32. But yeah, it works. 2 is 6 plus 2, 8. So this was very quick tutorial on Sandbox. Please, if you want to help me, I'm not a professional coder. I'm not an expert on coding in JavaScript. If you want to help me, please subscribe on my Twitch channel. Now release this as soon as we have 100 subscribers. We're 30 subscribers away from this. If not, I'll work as much as I can and try to have it ready for everyone by the end of the year. But again, if you subscribe now, release it now, and between all of us, we can try to have it as quick as possible. Thank you very much. See you next time.